Hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday night, which means we are back for another installment of Money Talks with Bishop Consulting. I am Lauren King Darden. I'm here to answer any questions you may have about business finance because Money Talks, we're going to talk about some money, okay? And we're going to talk about your business. So, last week we talked about taxes. I know, not the best time of year for some people, but we are here to alleviate that pain. So last week we focused on some deadlines depending on the type of entity you are. We also talked about deductions and just grappling with the fact that when you make money, you have to pay taxes. But fear not. There are some things you can implement to alleviate that, right? We talked about strategizing, and I just want to share a few tips with you that can help you for next year. Because planning should start now, right? It should. And sometimes that is weird to us. Like, why are we going to talk about this stuff that we don't want to deal with now? Like, you may have already just sent everything over to your tax preparer and it's off your plate and you don't even want to talk about it anymore. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to see it. You want nothing to do with it. But guess what? To avoid that feeling in 2025, there are some things that you just may have to start doing now so that you don't have this same feeling next year, right? So let's get into it. Okay. Tip number 1. Let's organize our record keeping now. Okay? Let's do it. And this is what I mean by that. You can implement a process every time you spend money or every time your employees or contractors are empowered to buy things on behalf of the business. Require them to put that receipt or invoice or whatever in a specific place, named a specific way, so that you can just go ahead and give it all over to whoever's doing your taxes. If it's yourself, you have it all there. And you don't have to worry about it because it's something that you do all the time. And once it's implemented, it's just easy. So how can you do this? There are so many systems that allow you to track this, right? So I'm going to say this, and it is not to hurt anyone's feelings, but we got to stop with this paper, y'all. It's 2024. Take a picture of your receipts, put it online, put it somewhere, but paper files, it's not always the most efficient thing. And you have to find somewhere to put it. You have to place it in one part, or it can be all over the place. If you have multiple people working for you, it just can be a mess. So, easy thing you can do, snap a picture, send it to yourself, and be diligent about putting that receipt somewhere where you can find it in the future. You can easily just store them online. Now, I know you guys are advanced, so you already know these things. So here are some systems you can use, though, to help with that as well. You can use Dex, is a great receipt system. It allows you to take pictures and upload. You can send it to a specific email address. You don't even really have to, or you can use the app. And, it's easy. Swipe, snap. There you go. Easy peasy. Another thing you can use is QuickBooks. So if you already have QuickBooks, then you already have a receipt system. And I believe if you download the app, you can just take a picture on your phone. It'll be in your QuickBooks for your accountant or for yourself to deal with later, right? Easy. Some other apps, you can just look on your phone and find an app and find a way to store it. But something easy you can also use is just a Google Drive, right? You send it to yourself, you take a picture, send it to yourself, put it on a Google Drive. And another tip I would say is have a naming convention, right? You can separate it by the type of expense it is. You can have it separated by the month where you spent the money. But what you should see is the date, the vendor or what it's for, and then the amount. And you will save yourself so much headache at the end of the year trying to find everything and get it ready for your tax preparer. So, boom, that's step number 1. Number 2, you are going to need accurate financials, right? At the end of the year, you don't want to be figuring out what was this for? What was that for? Is this a complete vision or view of what I'm doing? So what I would suggest is, one, implement days if you are doing your own bookkeeping where you go in and do it. Have a CFO day. Make time for it during the same month of spending. Also, reconcile. You need to reconcile to your bank statement every single month. And that goes to the third tip. You want this to be timely. Why? Let's get into it. So you want your books to be accurate, complete, and timely, because those are the basics that go into your strategy, right? When you can see where you are timely, you can make better decisions for the future. And that goes into decisions regarding your tax strategy. So if you want to pay quarterly, or even just put money to the side, it's going to be hard to know how much you will need to put to the side if you don't have accurate financials in front of you, right? You can see like, oh my God, I had a great month. It looks like we're going to be making more than expected, which, I'm just going to speak that on everyone here, but we're going to be making more than expected. So I need to keep in mind that that is going to impact how my tax strategy should go for the year, right? And the only way you know that is if you do things timely and ensure that they're accurate. You want to make informed decisions based on accurate numbers that you are aware of and look at timely, okay? So just to recap, you want to organize and create a process for your records. Then you want to ensure that your books are accurate through reconciliations. You want to make sure nothing's missing, and you want to make sure that you're doing things timely. So you won't forget, because listen, I don't remember what I spent last week. So I know that you don't, because you're busy. We're all busy. And it's hard to, in December, you're like, oh, what was this for in February, right? So timely, just do it timely. It's so much easier. And those things together will allow you to make the best decisions for your business, and not just for taxes, for strategy in general. You don't want to invest in something to grow your business without knowing that your financials are accurate, and without knowing, what you can really sustain and invest, like the amount, right? So you have to take the time to do that. But the question is that the best use of your time? Time is finite, and we just don't have a lot of it these days, especially the way that we kind of run ourselves ragged and try to keep up with everything. So if you need help, Mitchell Consulting is here to help. Now, y'all know I was going to talk about it. I was going to say it. You don't have to do this yourself. And honestly, we would recommend that if your expertise is not in this, that you just kind of delegate where you can, just to save yourself a little bit of stress and heartache. We are here to help if you need it. And so feel free to just book some time with us. We can talk about it. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section. So if you have questions, if you have any questions for us, this is the time to ask. Feel free to put it in the comments. You can DM us, or you can book a call. And so this is the conclusion of Money Talks today. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that I have given you helpful information, okay? So ask your questions, lean on our community, and I will talk to you next week. Y'all take care.